Good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining us for this important announcement. I'm delighted to be joined by Jared Henderson of Teach for America, Superintendent Willie Murdock of Lee County, Walter Hussman, Little Rock businessman, Baker Kurrus, Superintendent of the Little Rock School District, as well as Melissa Walsh, who is from Washington, D.C., who has been in a Teach for America program here in Arkansas and was a teacher in Pine Bluff. Also, Commissioner Johnny Key, who's been supportive every step of the way on this initiative and helped provide guidance. A year or so back, I went down to the Grady Fish Fry. And at the Grady Fish Fry, I saw these bright young people, probably about 12 of them, over at a table, and I went over shaking hands with them, and I found out they were from all over the country. And they were teaching school in Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Some of the brightest young people inspired me in terms of education and their commitment and interest in this state, and the fact that they were at the Grady Fish Fry. Speed forward a little bit, as governor, I went and spoke to a professional group. And one lady asked a question, and I said, "Who are you?" And she said that she came here to Arkansas as a Teach for America teacher. She fell in love with this state, and she stayed here in Arkansas and continued to invest in this state. So that made me a fan, just those two connections of Teach for America. And then I obviously saw the potential and the need in this state. And being from a rural area of the state and looking at South and East Arkansas, particularly, I understand the need and the challenge of recruiting top quality teachers, committed to education, staying in the community, and competing with some of the larger school districts and trying to acquire some of the young professionals that will teach in these communities. So there is a great need. And so for that reason, I'm delighted to announce this partnership with Teach for America, with the state of Arkansas, Little Rock School District, and many other school districts. And as governor, I see the opportunity to influence positively education in this state. And so I'm announcing today $3 million of my executive discretionary funds to go to Teach for America over 3 years to put 150 new teachers in school districts in South and East Arkansas. This investment will allow 150 new teachers to reach 9,000 students in South and East Arkansas, and these will be placed into school districts that have a student population that have 86% who would qualify for free and reduced lunch. And so they're the high-risk districts, high-need districts that these teachers will be devoting themselves to. The additional good news is that this investment of state tax dollar is being matched by the Little Rock business community with an additional $3 million of private funds that will allow 65 new teachers in the Little Rock School District. This will be, again, over 3 years, and it will support and provide education services for a new 4,000 students. Extraordinary opportunity, Central Arkansas, South and East Arkansas, to inspire a new generation of young people, to utilize the talents of some incredible teachers, and to see the difference that it makes in the lives of our young people and the product that we produced and the improvements that we can see in education in this state. With that announcement, I wanted to welcome Jared Henderson of Teach for America for his comments.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you. Governor Hutchinson, on behalf of our entire organization, I want to thank you for this incredible and transformational investment in our organization and in the students and the families and the educators that we work alongside. We're honored by this and deeply inspired by your vision and leadership for the state, most especially your willingness to ensure that we're able to continue our mission to work alongside incredible students in Eastern and Southern Arkansas. Governor, your leadership will not only allow us to be a stronger partner to more than 9,000 children in Eastern and Southern Arkansas, but it has inspired an extraordinary and unprecedented investment from business and philanthropic leaders in Little Rock. I'd like to personally thank Walter Hussman, Haskell Dickinson, and the McGeorge family, who took the lead and were the first to make a commitment to this effort following the governor's lead. We wouldn't be here without your vision and fierce commitment to education in Arkansas. I'd also like to thank a few other individuals that have been enormous champions for our work. Senator Jeremy Hutchinson and Commissioner Johnny Key, thank you so much. You've been supporting us in this from the start and have absolutely been crucial to this. I'd also like to thank John Riggs for rallying people to this cause, Melanie Fox, Hugh McDonald at Entergy, Ed Drilling and Linda Fauble at AT&T for their support for our work in Little Rock. I'd like to thank Dr. Sharice West and Corey Anderson at the Winthrop Rockefeller Foundation, Kathy Smith and Kim Davis at the Walton family for their championship of our work in rural Arkansas, along with Senators Eddie Cheatham, Keith Ingram, Stephanie Flowers, Jane English, and Representative Cozart, and Representative Murdock. Finally, I just want to say we're incredibly excited to work with Superintendent Kurrus and the Little Rock Public Schools. We're excited to play a helpful role in the superintendent's vision for that district. We're also incredibly eager to work alongside the hundreds of educators and leaders in the Little Rock Public Schools today that are already working relentlessly on behalf of kids. And we're looking forward to approaching this work with respect and humility so that we earn, over time, the trust of our students, families, and new colleagues. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. As you know, I've been before State Board several times. I'm happy to see some of the State Board members here, and thank you for your support that you've given to Lee County. And we are so fortunate that the governor has taken upon himself to assist us and support Teach for America. Lee County was one of the first districts in the state of Arkansas to have Teach for America teachers, and we are wanting to get more of those teachers in our district. We've married them there. They have come back. They've stayed a long time. We want to keep them. So we want to get more. So thank you, Jared, for your vision. Thank you, Governor, so much for helping our students in Lee County and our community. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. I've been asked to make a few comments on behalf of the donors on this effort, people in Little Rock who stepped up. And I'll just say that the donors have a strong belief and enthusiasm for Teach for America. You know, Teach for America was started in 1990, and since that time, there are over 50,000 teachers throughout America who've taught over 5 million children, which has had a huge impact. You know, today's generation looks at Teach for America kind of like my generation 50 years ago looked at the Peace Corps. These are people who are intelligent, who are dedicated, and want to make a big difference, and a big difference for public school kids in America. I want to tell you a little about my experience with Teach for America. I was strongly influenced by a superintendent in Pine Bluff, Arkansas named Frank Anthony. And Frank told me that he had been looking for some teachers, I think for some you know, courses like chemistry and things like that. And he'd gone to all the teachers' colleges in Arkansas, and he couldn't find any. And someone suggested, you know, why don't you call Teach for America? And he said, well, you know, why should I call Teach for America? I mean, you know, I've been to all these schools, and I can't find any. How are they going to find anybody? And he said, well, just give them a call and ask. So he called, and he talked to the folks at Teach for America over in Mississippi, and they talked for a while. And he said, you know, we can get you some teachers. He said, how can you get me teachers? And I can't get the teachers. And he said, well, let me tell you, our teachers want to come to Pine Bluff, Arkansas. Our teachers want to be challenged. They want to go to places where they can really make a difference. So when I heard that, and we own a business in Pine Bluff, I thought, you know, we need more Teach for America teachers in Pine Bluff. So I said, why don't we issue a challenge grant? So our company issued a challenge grant and said, we'll put up half the money if Pine Bluff business leaders will put up the other half the money. Let's just get 5 more Teach for America teachers in Pine Bluff. And they did. They met the challenge. We hired those 5 more teachers, and those teachers have made a huge difference in the lives of a lot of those kids. I've gotten letters from some of those teachers because they knew we were involved, and I've been really impressed by the dedication and the commitment of those teachers to fulfill their mission. As far as Teach for America in Little Rock, we've never had Teach for America teachers in Little Rock. We have a lot of challenges in Little Rock, and Baker Kurrus is doing a great job of addressing a lot of those challenges. But you know, Teach for America won't go somewhere unless they're wanted, unless they're welcome, and unless they think they can make a difference. And I want to, you know, they won't do that. Generally, you know, they won't do it unless the superintendent kind of reaches out and says, you know, we'd like your help. So I'd like to thank Baker Kurrus as the superintendent and Johnny Key, who's acting as the school board for Little Rock, for doing that, for really embracing the idea of bringing Teach for America teachers here. As for the donors, most of them believe that, as I do, that bringing Teach for America teachers to Little Rock will really make a significant difference. I've been involved in fundraising in Little Rock for a little over 40 years. And I've been involved in a lot of small projects, and I've been involved in some big projects. And my year as head of the Chamber of Commerce here, I was in charge of raising $10 million as the private match so we could get $20 million from the state, and we get $50 million from the voters so we could build an arena and we could expand our convention center. And so that was quite an endeavor. But I'll tell you, I've never been involved in a fundraising project like this where we raised this much money this quickly. And it just shows the people in Little Rock who are business owners really want to do everything they can to help the Little Rock schools. And they think this is a great way to do it. These people who are donors, they are all businessmen or women. They're all or some of them are business owners. All of them live in Little Rock. We're not getting help from really outside the city. They all have a great love for Little Rock and a great love for Arkansas, and they all have a commitment to try to help those people who need help the most. So we're just enthused about this, and we're really pleased, and we want to do whatever we can to help Baker Kurrus make this and one of the most outstanding school districts in the country, so we can help kids get a better education and so we can help the future of Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Teaching and learning occurs in a classroom between a qualified teacher and a willing student. And if I've learned anything in my 8 months as superintendent of Little Rock School District, is that that's the critical relationship, that's where teaching and learning occurs, and that's where all the focus should be. Little Rock, as of an hour ago, has 2,197 teachers, certified teachers, all except for 60. We have 60 non-traditional teachers, and our teachers are the backbone of our school district. They're the difference makers, and everything we do, everything I do, every decision I make is made for the purpose of supporting teaching and learning in the classroom, which means try to support students so that they're willing, able, and ready to learn, and try to support teachers in everything that they do, because they are the ones that put it on the line every single day and do the heavy lifting that constitutes education in our community. So I look forward to this relationship. I'm excited about it. I'm hopeful that we can make a big difference for our students everywhere we have Teach for America teachers and everywhere we have teachers. And it's with a great deal of enthusiasm that I embrace this and look forward to working with you, Jared, and thank everyone involved.
With that, I'll be happy to play referee. Are there any questions?
How are the teachers going to be distributed, or I guess deployed, both the ones being funded by public funds and the ones in Little Rock? Who's making the decision on that?
I'm going to let others answer that question, but let me start by saying that currently there's Teach for America teachers in Jefferson County, Chico, Phillips, Lee, and Union County. And so that's where they presently are. I know that it'll be based upon applications and, weighing other factors, but what's nice is that we've had a limited number that's been assigned to, 5 counties, and that will be expanded to a broader area in South and East Arkansas. Jared?
Yes, so it'll, given that this is our first year with Little Rock, we'll be working closely with the superintendent and a few of his school leaders over the next several months to figure out where we can make the biggest difference, given the context in the schools, the needs, subject and grade-wise. You know, in South and East Arkansas, the governor rightly named the places where we have the greatest concentration. We're going to be working with those folks and other communities in rural and eastern and southern Arkansas to determine exactly what their needs are. We have an interview process that we conduct typically in April and May that allows us to decide where we're going to send each teacher.
You had any-
Can you talk about where how the money will be spent? What does that $6 million go for? Is that go for salaries?
So the funding goes for kind of an end-to-end experience that's about 3 years long. It goes to recruitment of these individuals at more than 300 colleges and universities across the country. We train them for their initial summer to get them prepared to go in the classroom, and then we provide 2 full years of intensive support and in the classroom coaching regardless of where they are. We also have efforts to retain people beyond their commitment. We have almost 200 people that are here beyond their initial 2-year commitment. More than 100 are classroom educators today, including 20 school leaders, and 15 more that are in Arkansas graduate programs to stay in education. And this money also goes to retain and organize those folks as well.
Yes, ma'am.
I have a question. My question is, the teachers in the Teach for America program, are they certified teachers? Have they met the requirements that the teachers in the state of Arkansas have to meet?
Yes, ma'am. Before we're allowed to enter this fall and last year, we're required to pass our praxis exams. That earns our teachers a provisional license for 2 years in which they have to continue to do well. If they, produce strong results at the end of 2 years, they have the opportunity to earn a 5-year standard license. But they have to pass the same exams and requirements that other teachers do. Yes, ma'am.
The media?
You said they have to follow the same, they have to take that practice test and they get a provisional license? Is that what you're saying? They don't have a teacher's license, it's not the same?
It's technically a provisional license, and then they get a standard 5-year license at the end, after 2 years.
The private donations to Little Rock, and do you have a list of the donors, and how many donors there were?
I've talked to a number of the donors. I'm a donor. I'll be willing to say that. I don't speak for any of the other donors, but I know that a number of people have donated, and Teach for America has done a good job. One of the things people in Little Rock wanted to do, they wanted to make sure that all the state money went outside of Little Rock. Over the last 30-odd years, there have been hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars poured into Pulaski County. And I think the people in Little Rock said, let's pay for this on our own so all the state money can go to South Arkansas and East Arkansas where there's certainly a great need.
Are you releasing a list of the donors?
That's not.
No, the donations will be made to Teach for America. That's not going to be publicly disclosed to my knowledge.
You had a director resign out for DHS, Children and Family Services. Any thoughts and sort of update on where you are?
Cecile Blucher surprised us and submitted her resignation, but she was so gracious to be able to stay on through any transition. Cecile's been an extraordinary public servant for the state of Arkansas, devoting her heart and energy to children and youth services. So I applaud her service, and it's been a great partnership with her, and I'm just delighted that she'll be able to continue on during any transition. In terms of the DHS director position, I have continued to the interview process, completed that. We hope to have a decision in the near future. I've interviewed 3. It's, I'm going to do the media, and I'll get back over to you.
I was wondering what the need is in the Little Rock School District. Are there shortages that these teachers will fill?
That's a great question. One thing to keep in mind is that on an average year, Little Rock will hire 175 new teachers. The natural attrition and turnover will put us in a position of needing about 175 teachers. And we do, Jared and I have talked about using TFA as a source for our critical needs, which are typically math, science, and foreign language. And we have those critical needs today. So in essence, what TFA will do is help us recruit and then I hope retain quality teachers in critical need areas, and also teachers who can help us in the schools where we really need the help the most. And that's a general plan. As Jared said, we're going to flesh that out over the next 8 months.
So, Mr. Kurrus, does that kind of free up budget room for other priorities? You can use this money that's coming from the donors.
Well, it's support for our teachers, those teachers in particular. But no, there's not the corollary benefit is not particularly financial to us. Certainly helpful to have other people help us recruit and retain teachers, but the direct financial benefit comes through the training of those teachers in particular. And we'll also train those. We have tremendous training programs with our teachers and with our the organization that we've got already. So the TFA teachers won't be on an island either from the standpoint of TFA, which has their own training programs, which I'm not an expert on by any stretch, but we'll partner up any new teacher, including the TFA teachers, with experienced teachers. And we've got, the thing you have to keep in mind is that we're doing this not because we have a lack of confidence in the teachers that we have. It's the exact opposite. We want to build our base. We want to bring in people from all over the country. But we have marvelous teachers in our school district. I meet with them all the time, and I'm so impressed with what they do. And that's really not what this is about. It's not so much about the direct financial benefit to our school district. It's about helping us meet critical needs. It's about partnering with our community who wishes to support us in this way, and we want to embrace those who wish to embrace us, and moving forward as a community together in effort to benefit our students, which is, as I said at the very beginning, the only thing that should be critically analyzed right now is teaching and learning in the classroom and how to improve that experience.
One last question.
This is for Superintendent Kurrus also. Is this additional teachers on top of traditional hires, or do you think this will displace some traditional hires?
Well, they will, if you assume that we're going to hire 175 teachers, yes, they will not be extra teachers. They'll just be ones within our need. We need teachers now. If anybody wants to teach English in middle school, we can hire you this afternoon. We need good teachers. It's a critical needs area. We need to pay teachers more. I don't even want to get into all of that, but teaching is critically important, and we need good teachers in Little Rock, as does every other school district in this state, and this is a step in that direction.
We have one last question here. This lady's been very patient. Did you got it?
Yes. Yes, ma'am, that's correct. And that's been true throughout our history. And it's why that so much of this funding goes to have aggressive support, both on the front end for training and while they're in the classroom. I will say, we have been supporting schools across Eastern Arkansas here for about 20 years. And our track record has been one in which almost all the principals and district leaders we've worked with have asked for more. And so while we're always working to get better and strengthen our approach, we're confident that we can do a lot of good alongside the other educators in our schools and our students and their families.
Thank you all very much. Good job.